Welcome into Blake Street Ball. I am Tanner Schwent, joined by Luke Mullins and Ben Shoemate. Surprise performances. Surprise, surprise, surprise. The Rockies started terribly, but they've changed it around, and they do have some really glimmering, really bright spots, and that have surprised us all. Luke, let's start first with your bright spot.
I would say the way Tony Walters has started has surprised everyone. You know, some people they would say are like our bounce back candidates. Tony Walters, I don't think anyone expected to have this sort of a start. He's already got almost twice as many doubles as he had all of last season. He's got a higher average than anyone ever thought that he would have for any stretch in his career. He's got half as many hits as he had last year. He's got half as many total bases as he had all of last year. So he's already on pace for a career year by the All-Star break. And add that to the kind of defense he's had. He's been throwing out, it feels like, every base stealer. So, and then obviously handling the pitching staff has always been his main strength. So if he can keep up anywhere near this sort of offensive production, he's going to be a huge key to this Rockies team.
You forgot one thing, and that's the mustache. I think it's the power of the mustache.
It could be.
That's been doing this.
He's got to keep it now.
Yeah, and I think he will. Ben, who's your biggest surprise and bright spot for the Colorado Rockies so far?
You know, for the Colorado Rockies, you can't look past. I'm going to split between two, Brian Shaw and Mike Dunn. Out of the pen, they've been fantastic. I don't have their data pulled up. I just had Tony Walters pulled up, so I was going to rattle off some facts, but then you decided to throw a curveball and have me pick my own people, so oh well. But no, Brian Shaw and Mike Dunn, out of the pen, that was the consistency we missed last year. We got a lefty and a righty now in combination with Scott Oberg and Wade Davis, both of which have looked fantastic. I don't think it's a surprise to say Scott Oberg's looking well. He looked really great last season, and we're kind of getting the Wade Davis that we would hope we would have gotten last season, even though he led the league in saves. But yeah, I think we're finally getting what we paid for them. And that's exciting because the biggest problem last year, I felt, was we paid $29 million on a bullpen that isn't performing. And now that they are, I think it gives us a huge leg up in our division because the Giants don't have a pen that's working well. Neither do the Dodgers. It's been a weak point on a lot of teams, and the fact that ours is strong, I think that's going to say a lot going forward.
We've had one of the best bullpen ERAs in baseball through this point in the season. So,
well, and when you couple that with some incredible starting pitching, which is where I'm going to go with a couple of my surprises for this year, Jon Gray. His record doesn't show it because the Rockies' bats hadn't been showing up when he had taken the starting mound, but he is absolutely dominant right now. Mentally, he looks more at peace. He looks at ease. His fastball has some late movement on it again. He looks really, really good. You couple that with Freeland and Marquez, what we know we're going to get. Jon Gray is going to be a huge addition to having him back because this is a guy that we talked about realistically as the number one for the Colorado Rockies until he had his slide. To have him back, it's been very good. The other one that I want to get your guys' thoughts on, Ian Desmond. Where has he come from this year? Hopefully he continues it in that center field because Garrett Hampson wants that job. Ramil Tapia wants that job. The outfielders have all been performing. Ian Desmond has been doing a very good job as being that leader, that voice, and also performing on the field.
Absolutely. From the leadership side is the biggest part for Desmond. You can credit him partly with the Rockies turnaround, some of the things that he said, because the Rockies were looking for that leader, like we talked about before. But I'm split between Desmond and Tapia because I do feel like Tapia's really been coming on recently. He has 3 triples. He has that speed. He has that energy that the Rockies are missing without Cargo and Parra and players like that. The Desmond's batting average is still not where he'd like to see it, but one promising thing is his ground ball rate, which has been frighteningly high the last 2 seasons, to say the least.
It's been abysmal.
And up near almost 70%, which is not good.
No.
He's cut that almost in half to like 36% so far through this point in the season, which is a huge, huge improvement for him. And while it might not be showing up in the batting average quite as much right now, hope that it will at some point this season.
Yeah, and Ben, I want to talk to you because I was on the trade camp that they needed to move on from Jon Gray. He needed a fresh start somewhere. You thought they should keep him, and it's starting to pay dividends with what the performances have been that he's throwing out.
Yeah, and I think they're going to try the same approach. We talked about this in another episode about Tyler Anderson. He's not necessarily panning out this season the way the Rockies were hoping. He's shown glimpses, a couple of innings last season, the last 2 games that he pitched. He was fantastic. But I wouldn't be surprised if, like, in the middle of the season, they sent down Jon Gray down to Albuquerque. I wouldn't be surprised if they do the same thing with Tyler Anderson. But I think we might be acting surprised that he's pitching as well as he is, but I don't think the Rockies coaching staff is. I don't think Bud Black is surprised. I don't think John Gray is surprised. This is what they expect from him.
Yeah.
And we are the outside looking in. It's like seeing his 5 ERA at some point last season and just being
Well,
like,
he just didn't.
Yeah.
Between the ears, it almost appeared like he didn't have it. He was flustered. He was rushing pitches, and that's just completely not there this year, which has made him look really good. And I tell you what, with Freeland, Marquez, if Cincy can keep doing what they're doing, and John Gray, if they can figure out that 5th spot and that bullpen, not only are the Rockies' offense dangerous, but that might just be the best starting rotation in baseball. Luke, you said that earlier, so hopefully they can get that straight. Tyler Anderson can figure it out. Freeland comes back just as good as he has been. Those have been a couple of bright spots and unexpected starts.
So there is another one.
Okay, who did we miss?
We missed Mike Tauchman for the New York Yankees, my favorite player on planet Earth. He had a 4 RBI game the other day against the Boston Red Sox on Jackie Robinson Day. He currently has 3 home runs this season. He is playing really well. He's filling in for Aaron Judge while Aaron Judge is down with an injury, so he'll get plenty of playing time. And I think it's Tauchman's time to shine. Forget all rise for Judge. We're going to have to figure out something for Tauchman. I'm not a Yankees fan, but I'll contribute.
Those have been our bright spots for the Colorado Rockies, and apparently one Yankee.
Only one.
The only one that we'll talk about on this show. For Ben Shoemate, this is Luke Mullins. I'm Tanner Schwint. Make sure you click, give us a like, subscribe down below. Ben's going to tell you more about that in just a second. This is Blake Street Ball.
Hey guys, Ben Shoemate from Blake Street Ball. Thank you so much for watching. If you have not subscribed yet, what is wrong with you? I've been trying to figure out, and there is something morally and ethically wrong with you. So to fix that problem, subscribe right here. There is a link. Also, if you want to catch more on our terrible thoughts about the Rockies, there's a video here and here. You can watch those and comment below on how wrong we are. Yeah, if you're a Dodgers fan, we will be praying for you. So we will see you next time here on Blake Street Ball.